Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I know I have a few more folks who have RSVP'd, so hopefully they will pop in here soon. And so welcome to Unleash Your Love, Meet and Greet with Brianna. We're excited to have one of Summit's clients, Brianna, here to talk a little bit about her service dog journey. Unleash Your Love is an annual campaign. It's our largest fundraiser of the year, and it's held each May. And you can learn more about the campaign on our website. I've linked that in the chat. And you can also purchase a limited edition Unleash Your Love shirt or a sweatshirt designed by one of our very own clients, Chris Napper, through his store Snappy Clothing, which I also linked in the chat. Tonight's event is made possible by our wonderful sponsors, Providence Health Plan, Levitt Capital Companies, Heritage Bank, Sam's Cats and Dogs Naturally, Heirloom Catering, and Permobile Foundation. We are so grateful for our sponsors' support. So tonight we're going to have a chat with Brianna. I have some questions that I'm going to be asking. If you have any questions throughout our conversation, feel free to put those in the chat and I will try to get to those. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Brianna. Hello. So Brianna, you were partnered with a Summit service dog, Mabel, in 2017, correct?
Correct, and she's actually right here with me. You can kind of see an eyeball.
Great.
She's laying on the couch.
Yeah, I would love to hear a little bit about how you first learned about Summit and how you got connected with Summit Assistance Dogs.
Well, I learned about Summit through an acquaintance of mine through another disability group that I'm involved with through the University of Washington. It's for high school students who are college bound. They don't have to go to UW, but it gives them exposure to college life. And she mentioned where she got her dog from and how Summit really focuses on tailoring the dog's training to what the client needs specifically, rather than just doing a mass training. Mabel knows how to do some things that aren't typically trained in mobility dogs, but again, it was what I needed, so they made it work.
Great. And so why did you first apply for a service dog?
I was in my early 20s. Really wanted to be able to live on my own, wanted to go to college. Was really just nervous about, getting myself out there and didn't really feel comfortable traveling alone. So having a dog there definitely, I did find out later, did help a lot. We got to go on a lot of different adventures over the years, and we would have been together 7 years this November.
Wow, that's great. So what tasks does Mabel perform or has Mabel performed that's most helpful in your everyday life?
He picks up things that I drop, which is more often than not. Usually it's my phone or my wallet, the two high value items. She pushes door buttons, she pulls open drawers, pushes drawers closed. The one thing that she does that actually helps a lot is that she helps with a sound alert. So like say the fire alarm goes off, I don't always hear it, but she has figured out relatively quickly that one, I don't hear that, she does. And two, that the minute that it does go off, we have to go outside.
Okay.
And that has helped more than once.
Yes.
In a variety of situations.
Sounds like it. So what is your favorite thing about Mabel?
She is a goofy dog. She loves people. How to describe Mabel? she is so intuitive and intelligent. She has picked up on things that were never, again, formally taught in training, that sometimes I have to sit back and think, did we teach her that? Or did she just figure that out through observation and what I needed and tried to figure out what might work in a scenario? One of the things was sometimes my leg will shake due to spasticity, and she has figured out in a relatively short span of time that if she puts her head on my knee or my foot and applies pressure, it gets it to stop.
Hmm.
So that's something that one of the other summit trainers say, hey, we can try this, see if it works, and of course it clicked. So it's one of her more common tasks.
Great. So how has it felt? You're applying for another Summit dog. How's it feel going through the retirement process with Mabel?
Well, that's been interesting. We've been doing kind of a slow fade in terms of Mabel. So uh, starting in April, I got it to where she was only going to work with me at the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation 2 days a week. And then just this month alone, um, kind of as time went on, we scaled that back to 1 day a week. And then for May, we did every other Monday. So again, we just tried to get it to where it's more comfortable for her. She will be staying at my parents, so she will get to enjoy the puppy golden years and probably sunbathe in the yard all summer because that's the best thing ever, according to her.
That's great.
The process itself was interesting, having to think about what I would want in a next dog that would either be similar or vastly different. I really had to ponder that for some time. Um, but then, I ultimately just went with my gut, and they did happen to find a dog that met the criteria, and it's going good.
Good. And what are you looking forward to in your new partnership that's going to come up here soon?
I'm hoping for more travel. I only did 1 or 2 airplane rides with Mabel, so I'd like to maybe travel more, go more places, um, get outside of Seattle at least. And then just, explore the world. The new dog will definitely open up more doors, literally and figuratively. Um, and I'm just enjoying and hoping to learn from her as she will from me.
Great. What advice would you give to anyone that was considering applying for a service dog?
The advice that I would give is really think about, what kind of things you might need, that some of your needs might change over time, and that's totally okay. I would, again, try to maybe talk to some clients that are either in the midst of the program, if you can find them, or see if you can, by word of mouth, find out more about the program. But, with Summit, everybody is here to cheer you on. They want to make sure that this match is good, but they will really, through the ins and outs, figure out what would work best for you and what would work best for the dog. They've kind of have called matching to a degree almost like a marriage, but we need to make sure that we're compatible with each other. If we're not compatible, it's not going to work. But if we're compatible, it will definitely flourish, and we will learn a lot from each other and, learn how to work together as a team. It's been great.
Great. And it sounds like Summit kind of continues to connect with you on,
Yes.
how things are going and with your current dog, and will do so with your
Mm-hmm.
service dog as well.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. They definitely keep close tabs on these dogs, and that was what made me feel comfortable with going back to them for a second dog, because I knew that they cared about the dog for the lifespan of the dog.
Mhm.
They really want to make sure that these dogs get whatever they need, however they need it. Um, and that includes the puppy waivers and everybody else that's involved behind the scenes. Everybody really cares about these dogs, and they want to make sure that they succeed at whatever they decide to do.
Great. It looks like we have a question. And for
Mm-hmm.
those who just joined us, if you have questions, you can put those in the chat and I will read those off. So, what have you noticed most as you phase out Mabel that she did to serve you and that you never realized you would get from a service dog?
I've been dropping things a lot more when she's not with me.
Mhm.
And that has gotten to the point where I've had to ask for human help again, and sometimes that's not always readily available. Um, and then also just the companionship. When she goes to my parents, it's kind of quiet in my apartment. So that's kind of a little, not spooky, but just different. Um, I've, I've never really realized how much I've come to depend on her. But
Mm.
it's time for her to think about herself and to have all of the pup cups and whatever she wants.
Mm.
Oh, and you're gonna stretch.
Yeah.
You found a spot.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
great. Good. So, does anyone else have any questions? I mean, I'm happy to. Is there anything that you would like to share about your partnership or about just Mabel in general that you want to share, just about her personality more?
Um, the thing that I came to learn about Mabel pretty quickly is that I don't know that many Labradors that don't like to get wet. Um, so she does not like the rain. She has to have a coat on if it's raining outside. If I forget to put on a coat, I get the evil eye. So she definitely has her own sass and personality, and I'm gonna miss that from time to time because I've gotten used to kind of her looks and her personality and what she's gonna do.
Mhm. And so, is there any ways that you have already noticed that your new service dog has maybe different personality? Have you? Yeah, I know you're just meeting, but
Mm-hmm. I've met her briefly. A lot of what I'm seeing at the moment is how similar they are, rather than how they're different at the moment.
Mhm.
They're both wicked smart. They are goofy. They are yellow labs. They're about the same size. They're probably going to get into just as much mayhem. Um, and that, I'm sure that those two will get along as well as they can, considering, Mabel's getting to the, old lady phase.
Mhm.
Not always willing to hang out with the puppy, but I'm sure that, they'll definitely hang out occasionally. And um, in terms of how they're different, I guess I will just have to wait and see.
Mhm. Did you have experience with pet dogs before Mabel?
No.
Wow.
So my childhood, we had a cat. And in some ways, he wasn't a service animal by any means, but he was definitely in tune to me and what I needed, which was interesting because I didn't know that cats could or would do that. It wasn't really anything retrieval related. It was more emotional. The cat seemed to know when I was down or wasn't feeling well or, pretty much glued to my side. But no, Mabel is the first dog that I've had in my lifetime, and it has been a joy.
Was there a lot to learn as you first were part?
Yeah, yeah, it was a 180 curve.
Mhm.
Getting used to what she needed or what she wanted, learning how opinionated she can be sometimes. Um, but that it's stuff that I took in stride and figured it out relatively quickly. That there are routines that we just have to do, and we can't necessarily deviate from them, but, have to go get her a bath every month or, make sure that she's fed on a routine schedule. She will let me know if I miss a meal by being 5 seconds late. Um, very food oriented, this dog.
Mhm.
Um,
That's, and we have another question now. Will your parents be coming to you for dog parenting advice?
oh, they've already started doing that.
Yeah.
Ironically, one of the things has been is that she's allowed on my couch at my house, but they're trying to work on not having her be on the couch at their house. So they finally learned that, there are certain words that you need to tell her as an off, and then where she needs to go. Otherwise, she's going to just try to take advantage of it, and um, we'll just try to stay there until you tell her otherwise.
That's great. The saying, feel soften with those brown eyes.
Oh, yeah. My dad's definitely the one that she has wrapped around her paw. It's funny to see them together. She'll follow him around the yard, take his gloves, and then run off, and
Being,
then bring him back.
being helpful.
In her eyes, anyways.
Ah, that's great. Does anyone else have any questions? We have Brianna and Mabel here with us. Okay, well, thank you so much for chatting with us, and we are really looking forward to hearing about your next adventures. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we got some more thank yous here. So
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sure that all of us would say that, this fundraiser is what helps us allow other clients to get dogs like what we have, and allow us to have that partnership with their own four-legged buddy that follows them around everywhere.
well, thank you again, Brianna, and thank you everyone for
Yeah.
joining us. We really appreciated talking to you tonight.